This episode of Catch the Craze is sponsored by Forbidden, coming soon to Indiegogo. What's up, Georgie? Who do we have on the show today?
So today we have a photographer of toys. Name is Firduas, and the name on the handle on Instagram for anybody who wants to follow him is VIPHO Toys. So we're gonna have him on the show, and we're gonna be talking about Forbidden.
Forbidden. So let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your meds, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. Sounding all mean and stuff. What's going on, Sam?
Yo.
What up, man?
It's
What's going on?
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for
Yes.
a neighbor. Will you be mine?
Wow.
Won't you be mine?
All right. Cool.
Just like, damn it, there you go.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Oh, man. So what's happening? What's happening out there in the world today, Sam? We got some pretty exciting news. We had our live show yesterday, and we hit everybody with the fact that you're bringing back an oldie but goodie
Yes.
from your arsenal from back in the day.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Yes,
indeed.
We're bringing back the Forbidden.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Prohibido.
And for those who missed the live show yesterday, we were doing a quick recap and just an update on the Catch the Crazies, which was funded successfully. Thank you very much. On February 13th, the campaign ended, and we're getting ready to send some of that stuff out. But yesterday we were talking about Forbidden and how after many, many years, you've decided that this is the story that you're bringing back on your comeback tour 10 years later. And here we are, Forbidden. So what led to that decision, Sam? What led to bringing Forbidden back? Out of all of the properties that you currently own, you know, the Cosmic Wars, the There's an Alien in My Toilets, what Mandy Pandy, you know, like what made you bring back Forbidden? Why Forbidden?
You know, that's an interesting question too. Number one, I think it was hearing from you guys about how much you liked Forbidden, but I think when I'm thinking about it, why I chose that one over There's an Alien in My Toilet, or because I felt it was the right time to do it. You know, I felt like if there was something I wanted to get it off my list, that was a big rock to get off my list. And when I went back to it and I pulled it out of the treasure chest and I started and dust off the cobwebs, I realized how important that story was. And it took me back to that time when I first wrote it. And that creative state that I was in at that time. So I was like, if I'm gonna do it, everyone knows me for the comic-y stuff. Everyone knows me for the fun stuff. They don't know the serious side of me, the other side of the creative side of Sam. So this is a great way to show another layer with this story. There's so much heart to it. I think it's an important story to tell. It's a great story to tell. I think it's a timeless story that you can tell any time, and I'm hoping that you experience that and see it the way I see it.
Yeah, and for everybody watching, make sure you go into Indiegogo, INDIE GOGO.com, and search Forbidden. You will find Sam's Forbidden on there, and make sure you hit the follow or I don't know how it's done there, but subscribe to that page, because the Indiegogo campaign starts on February 26th. And so it's going to go for a month. And this campaign is to get the funds to color the first 16 pages of the book, which is issue 0, which is what is coming out. What inspired you to write it, though, dude? Like back in 2005, what inspired the story of Forbidden? Like, where did it come from?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. It's one of those things. It's hard to explain. When I was younger, I would remember there would be moments where I would close my eyes and I can see all these characters and all these worlds when I close my eyes. So I would grab a pad and I start sketching.
Nice.
And that's the same thing that happened with Forbidden. I think there was a moment where, I don't know if there's like this lost poet, lost writer, that his soul says, you know what, I'm going to pick you to write this story for me. And he just channeled me and it just came out because my mind loves to wander, and it started with Sin as the character, and it built from there. So I created the character Sin, and then Desiree, and then Lord Vox, and then it started building. Shaku came in the mix, whatever, and then it started evolving from Sin. He was the character, and I was like, why am I naming him Sim? And I think that was the question I asked. Why is his name Sin? Is that his real name? And then I worked my way from there and started answering those questions, and and understanding why he earned that name Sin. This is not his birth name. What was the impact? Why was it important for him to risk it all? What did it do for the family? What did it do for the world? All those things, and it just started building from there.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, dude. Like that it came from a single character, because that's exactly the way. Like even my Rust story came from just one character, like a doodle on a page, just a little character, and it's like, okay, let me give him a story, and then it goes from there.
Yeah.
But so for everybody who's watching, really quickly, tell them what Forbidden is about and why they should back it on Indiegogo on February 26th when it comes out.
So Forbidden, all right, centuries ago, before the evolved world, right? Where a race of beings lived on the surface, and they were hunters and warriors, and there's one race of people led by the Vox family. The hunters were out hunting, as they normally do, gathering food for the village. Well, these hunters decided to enter a forbidden forest area, this wooded area that they knew was forbidden, that they knew that surface dwellers were not allowed to enter, but they still did anyway, because of their curiosity. And then immediately they came under attack by the creepers, these beings that dwelled within these dark woods. One made it out, got back to the village. The others did not. And by nightfall, a representative of those creatures was at the foot of the village asking for the hunter to be given back to them. And if they did, nothing would happen to them. If they didn't, they would suffer the wrath of Nokron. They chose to not give up the hunter. Morning comes, there are screams, they're burning and dying from the sun. So the sun's having a bad effect on their they all started running towards the caverns and the mountains, and they went underground. those that made it and never to be seen again. The world has evolved. They have not. The descendants of Nokron have evolved with the world in the form of David Hunter, who's a billionaire, and his goal is to take over the world by monopolizing all industries. But legend has it that his demise will be at the hands of the son of Vox if he rises from the caverns. And they could never let that happen. And that's where it begins.
Nice. And that's where that's what you're getting in the first 16. Well, essentially the first 16 pages tells you what sets everything in motion.
Yes.
So the zero issue is really important in the story of Forbidden. Dude, that sounds great, dude. Like I'm telling you, ever since you introduced that back in 05, I was a fan of the joint. Like I was the character. Shaku is one of the my favorite characters. Shaku, the way Sin was designed, all that stuff, like everything. It's just, you're right. It's it's almost like it's Shakespearean. I'm gonna say it is Shakespearean in the sense that it deals with human nature, right? You have a lot of just the term forbidden, right? When you are told not to do something, that's when you want to do it.
Yes.
You know, and I think that that's just something that we all deal with. That's just human nature, to be curious. What if? And I think that it deals with a lot of that stuff, which is why I like the story so much. And I think that it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great for you to finally be able to tell it, and it's finished, right? It's finished. So
the book is complete.
Yeah. So the Kickstarter is a means to get the book colored.
Yes.
Because all of the artwork is done, lettered, pretty much. I mean, I just got a few more pages to do, and then it's done. It's completely done.
Yes.
So that's exciting, dude.
It's 6 issues, over 130 something pages, illustrated by. There are 5 artists involved on the project.
That's awesome.
David Keelis did a cover, which is on the first Indiegogo. His cover is going to be a hollow foil cover. I did a cover, which will be the gold cover. Ani Royal did a cover, which will be the standard cover. And Annie Bell did the 16-page art in the first book. Yeah. The rest of the maps in the world I created. But there's also a cover artist that did the trade paperback, the graphic novel cover, which, if we're successful with all the Indiegogos to raise the money to get it all colored and produced, will be collected into and with that cover's already done. And I showed it on the live show. And so I'm excited about it. There's a lot of great incentives with this Indiegogo to back this project. A lot of rewards, layers and levels. And if you sign up today, and you pledge on the first day, you'll get a PDF of the sketchbook that I've been working really hard on.
Nice.
And if you go to, I did a drawing segment of Lord Vox. There's an episode drawing fantasy comic characters from Forbidden. You'll see the design for Lord Vox in that episode. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really, I'm happy that it's done. It's done in a way that when it ends, there's an opportunity to tell another volume of it, or just leave it. It can stand alone, or it can continue. So, based on your reaction, your response, and your support will determine what I do with the project, which is why I need you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, definitely sign up and pledge to it, because I think it's dope, dude. I see this like on HBO. I see this on Netflix, Prime. Like, it's definitely like one of those stories where they can break it down and do a season. Yeah. And the first season can be the first, 6 issues of the book. If they expand that, you're looking at 8 or 9, 10 episodes of a season 1 kind of situation. Like, I see it going that way. And yeah, no, I'm telling you, man, it's really good. I was able to, obviously I had the inside scoop on the reading of the book because I lettered it. So I was like, like I was telling you yesterday, I was like, oh, that happened. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Because a lot of the stuff, even though I've known of the story since '05, I never knew how it ended. Like I only knew the first 3 issues, which is what you published, which is if you were around, if anybody watching was around in '05 when we were doing our thing at shows and stuff like that, that's what was published. And that's all I knew. But I didn't know the rest. And to be able to find out the rest and all the twists and the turns and the way the story goes, dude, it's gonna be a ride, and everybody should just get on board, man. Get on board, hop on that train.
Yeah, if you watch the live show that we did, you'll learn that originally Forbidden, I released it at the Comic Cons back in 2005, and even though I wrote the story in 2000, and we were able to get 8 critics to review the books, and every one of those critics gave it favorable responses, really amazing reviews. The book was so popular at the cons that we also had a Spanish version of Forbidden. Yes, and so I'm excited to see its ability to stand the test of time, and to see your reaction when you actually read it, and so I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be dope, kid. It's gonna be dope, but. So, oh shoot, we're talking about Forbidden. The guest for today.
Yes.
The guest for today.
Yes.
Our guest. I mean, good thing we mentioned him at the beginning in the soft open, but we have a very talented, and this is actually our second toy photographer, because we had a toy photographer a few months back, last year. I want to say late last year or something like that. We had him.
Yes.
We had him on the show, but this gentleman is Firduas. Firduas, I believe his name is, and if
I call him Ferd.
Ferd, where's the word? VIPHO Toys is his handle on Instagram. So he's got some really, really dope, just photos, man. These things are amazing.
Not only that, I mean, the interview is really dope too. I mean, he shows you his setup for how he takes these amazing photos.
Yes. You got a chance to talk to him, and you got a chance to go behind the scenes. So that's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to see that. But we definitely just wanted to just give a little shout out, give a little shine to Forbidden, that's coming out on February 26th. So make sure you check that out. And this is almost an impromptu show, because we weren't going to have this on now, but I'm glad we did it, because that way people get to know more about what you're working on. And even we talked to another very talented artist. I'm going to call him an artist, because that photography joint ain't bad. So
he's really talented. You'll see. I gave him some recommends and things that he should do to expand his business. Because right now it's a hobby, but it's a passion for him. And he loves what he does, because he's really good at what he does. And I love to see talented people out there, and take it to that next level. And he has the capability of doing that. It was a fun interview. It felt like I was talking to an old friend. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons I love this show, because you meet so many different people, and when you realize we're all the same. At the end of the day, we all want the same things. We want to live, we want to love, we want to play, we want to learn, and we want to grow. Yeah. And you can't be mad at that when this allows us to be able to learn from a lot of different talented people out there, and this is a pretty awesome platform.
Sweet, man. Sweet. Yeah. All right, cool. So without further ado, let's talk to Ferd.
We're going to talk to Ferd. Give us a thumbs up if you liked what we talked about with regards to Forbidden. And here comes Ferd. Let's do it. All right, we're back, and we have a very special guest on the show today. He is a toy photographer. His name is Vip, and he is killing it. With his your photography is amazing, buddy. So why don't you?
Thank you.
Welcome to Catch the Craze.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so sorry for already the December, right? I cannot change the show.
Yeah, no need to apologize. Family always comes first. I'm just glad.
Thank you.
I'm just glad everything's okay with you. So, I want the audience to get to know you and your story before we go into your photography. So, so let us know about you. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah. Okay. My name is My name is Ifip, and then I grew up in Indonesia, especially in one of the central Java city in Semarang. But nowadays I live at Jakarta. Okay, yeah, and then maybe a start for the toy photographer is since 2018. Yeah,
You started in 2018.
when yeah sure when the Davi is what's it is letting me know me about these hobbies, something like that.
So, growing up, were you into action figures, cartoons?
Yes. To be honest, first of all, I'm the collector for the Marvel figure statues
Nice.
from the XM Studios sideshow, and then Hot Toys, if
Nice.
you know it. But today I'm I think concerned to the 112 scale, such as like Marvel Legends, McFarlane, and then what's that? Something is Tebelik Pisen,
Right.
if you know it. Then and now I just wanna try about do you know fast food toys like a Happy Meal, something like that.
Yes. Yes.
I try to take a shot.
Nice. Nice. So, what was your first? What was your first purchase from a statue from Sideshow Collectibles? Which was the first one that you bought?
I think a She-Hulk from the XM Studios.
XM.
Yeah,
Yes.
but no, what is it? I sold that 2019.
Nice. Nice. So, which are your favorites?
Yeah, because my favorite, to be honest, is a sideshow Spider-Man 2099. You know it?
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
yeah.
So,
That's so detailed about the figure, something like that.
yes. So, were you always anticipating becoming a photographer?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was the first things that you started taking photos of?
Mm, to be honest, toys photographer is my first thing about the photography. Yeah, I'm still learning about the how to take a photo to a person and then a landscape, something like that. But toys photo is the first things that I learned about camera, something like that.
Right. So, what was the first camera you ever purchased?
I'm using an iPhone 7. This.
Oh wow!
Then
Really? Yeah.
yeah, iPhone 7, and then just giving something like editing application like a Snapseed, then lens distortion, something like that. And then 2000 2019, yeah, I start to using a mirrorless camera
Right.
as a Sony Alpha 6000. Nah,
Nice.
then Mr. Davi Kurnia is taught me about every day with a toys photography, and then I would try one by one, uh, send my photo to him, and he criticized me, and then get a lot of suggestions, something like that. So nowadays, and I have a lot of mentor. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
if you know about Tio Nugroho, Diki Abais, Kadset Toys,
Uh-huh.
that's it's from Indonesia. They are so active in these hobbies.
Oh really? So, how did you meet with him before when he started? How did you know to go to him to get critiques for your work, and how did you guys meet?
Okay. I met to Mr. Davi is come from these hobbies. So in Indonesia we have a official distributor to sell the action figure, right? And then they make the WhatsApp group.
Right.
So I met him on that group, and then after this he introduced me to Kadir, Kazi Toys, Tio Nugroho, and others. And I try to arrange the time to meet all of them,
Right.
and they teach me their technique, something like that.
Okay. All right. So, what was your first attempt at trying to photograph an action figure? What was the first project that you did?
The first project is about I think was it Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, because that's my favorite heroes.
Yeah, because I'm looking at your I'm looking at your page right now on Instagram, and
Yeah.
there's a Spider-Man scene that you did with him
Yeah.
running with his book bag,
Yeah,
which is
you're
that
right.
one right there.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the hot toys.
yes. That
Uh,
so tell me about the setup, the lighting.
oh, the setup.
How do you get? I mean, I'm looking at the way it looks very detailed. Because
Yeah.
what I like about what you do on Instagram is that you show your process.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, so in fact, just for anybody watching, if you go to VIP Hot Toys, which is the
Yeah.
Instagram, like I love the fact that you show the behind the scenes. So tell me about that process.
Yes.
How did you learn it, and then why did you go for that look for that piece?
Okay. So like this, Sam. I always use two backlight behind the figure,
Right.
so it can result rim light. You can see at the Spider-Man from the left and right side. There is a rim light in yellow and then a blue side. Okay, and then I'm using a light painting. If you know the light painting, it's about we use it if we lack of the source of light, something like that.
Right.
So we use a flash screen in the mobile phone application, and then I try to swing my phone around the figure. So that's why the result is about we have some shadow around the figure, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I learned this technique from the Tio Nugroho. He always used this technique. Then if you see there is a smoke, right? I'm
Yes.
using a smoke machine as a dolphin.
Oh, so you have a
for
smoke
the
machine.
breath.
That's what that is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, it's about the humidifier, right? If we call it.
Right.
Mm.
Right, because you have some really beautiful scenes. Like your lighting is amazing. Because there's this one scene with looks like a farmer who's laying in the grass. He has a cowboy hat on,
Yeah.
and he has the animals around him, and the lighting in there is just pretty sweet. The way you captured the lighting. So
Yeah. Thank you.
tell me about the steps leading into. So from the moment you decide today I want to do a photograph of this and that. So what's the steps leading up to it? And what does that look like for you? What's your process?
Okay. No. To be honest, I just use my random idea, something like that. I do not have exact plan to take a photo, but I just wanna I just see about the hype, maybe like the movie hype, Spider-Man, or then Black Panther, something like that, and then I try to deliver to my photo, and then for the figure, I just decide when I look that figure, and then I think I got a story behind that. So I take the photo, then just try maybe the 4 until 5 times.
Right.
Then yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm just going.
And if you wanna see in behind me, that's this example of the setup. If you wanna see that.
Oh, that is sweet.
That's the setup.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I think every.
So if you wanna see,
that is beautiful.
nah.
So how long did it take you to build that set?
It's not too long. I just did 10 and 10 or 15 minutes.
That's
Is
it.
that-
Is it? It's always.
Yes.
Is it a pre-manufactured set that you just have to assemble, or did you have to design it from scratch?
I'm happy to mix it. So I buy maybe a diorama, something like that, and then try to mix it so I can deliver a new sensation in every post. And maybe the different angel. So we can maybe we have a diorama, only the one, but we can try to give a different angel, take a shot in different angel.
So basically, it's a combination of pre-manufactured
diorama.
stuff and then stuff
Yeah.
that you've added to enhance it.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Perfect. So how often do you take a photograph of a new item? Like how many times a month?
Okay, I usually wake up at 2 a.m. morning and take a shot at that till 4 a.m.
From
Yeah, need 2 hours to do. Maybe I will have 3 until 7 photos for a day.
So
Yeah.
you get up at 2 in the morning and you shoot from 2 to
Yeah.
4 in the morning.
Yeah, because I think I have a wild imagination at the time. Yeah.
That's amazing. So then when you're done at 4, you go back to sleep, or what do you do?
No, because in the morning I should take a play with my child, then maybe buy a breakfast, something like that, with
Right.
my wife too.
Awesome. So you film every day?
Yes, for sure. I work up at the weekdays, Monday to Friday.
Right.
But because this is a pandemic, so I usually at home, work at home.
Oh, that's nice. Hold on a second. Put my dog. I gotta put him over here. Hold on. Sit down.
Oh, you rock.
Yeah, but he has to go everywhere I go. So I'm looking at this other photo of Kingpin with looks like, is that a hyena? Is a vicious dog.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The hyena.
Yes.
Hyena.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah. So what made you decide to do that specific shot?
Okay. As we know, the Kingpin is about the big boss. He's so cruel. So I try to imagine how cruel he is and try to give a hyena, because hyena is the killer, and then a killer and then a wild too.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think that a best match to the Kingpin character. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm looking at
And about the money, you see that because the Kingpin is a rich boss, right?
yes. So is this Azrael I'm looking at?
Yeah.
He's flying up. So tell me about that image there. And I will have it on the screen, but I just want to share it here. So this is where I guess Azrael.
Oh, see.
Yeah. So tell me about that image, and then how were you able to hide the cables or whatever, however you have them floating in the air?
Okay. If you wanna see how I can fly my figure, something like that.
Yes.
I'm using a wire. That's something like that.
And then when you're editing it,
yeah.
is that where you?
Then,
No, go ahead.
I will. I will find maybe some hole in the figure and then put that in this side. Okay. Then just set up the position and the pose, and I always use like this is cotton. Nah, but we paint it like a wire, something like that. Nah.
Nice.
To be honest, this is from Tio Nugroho. He made it, and I bought from him. Not too expensive, but it's so. It's look like good.
So that's pretty fantastic, because until you told me that, I thought that you applied that special effects in the background in like an editing program, but that's actually cotton that was painted.
Sure.
That is fantastic.
It's not about the editing. I always use the practical, but I edit the tone in a Lightroom.
Right.
Just a free edition. not in a purchase app.
Right. So now
To be honest, I cannot editing well in Photoshop. To be honest, so I just use a Photoshop something like to erase the wire.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
Okay, only that.
So now I'm looking at your matrix, the shield. I'm sorry, shield, and
Oh, shield. Yeah.
shield assembled, and
Yes.
the lighting, the blues, the hues, the whites. I mean, the fog. How were you able? So
Yeah.
tell me about that process because you only show the image, you don't show the
Yeah.
process like some of the other ones. So tell me about that specific shot.
Okay. I use a TV to be the background. So I find a picture from the Google and then put put that use a HDMI to the my set television. Then I put the figure in front of the TV and then set the lighting behind the figure. And as always, I'm using light painting around the figure. So that's it.
I love how you make it look simple. But
Yeah.
it's extremely impressive how you were able to capture
Thank
this
you,
look
Sam.
and just it's funny because when you look at it, when I'm looking at your photos, it seems so technical.
Yeah.
When you describe it, you make it sound so simple. But there's an art to this. You have to love what you do, and then you have to have an eye for the angles in the shot, and it starts with your vision,
Yes, for sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't want
Right.
to I don't want to try to simplify your process because where you end up with really beautiful work.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank you.
beautiful work, and I think any fan of action figures, comic books, superheroes, collectibles need to go on to your Instagram because I geek out on your behind the scenes process. Like that's like I love looking at the finished product, but then I'm like, how did he do it? And I love the fact that you provide that. So what made you decide to, with some of your shots, to provide the behind the scenes?
Okay. Sometimes I forget to take a shot for the behind the scene. So that's why if you see some of my photos is doesn't have the behind the scene
Right.
because I do not take a shot for that. But another friends, maybe another toys photographer always suggest me to give that because some people like to watching the behind the scene, right? And after I put the behind the scene, yeah, a lot of people try to direct message me and ask how do you do that? How do you do that? Something like that. So that's why I will try to give the behind the scene.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's great because it learns. Number one, anybody who is aspiring to be a photographer,
yeah,
that helps from an educational standpoint, and then two, just from a fan of what you do, it's great to see that process. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean your lighting, the choice of, and again, right now, if you hadn't told me about the cotton, I would never have picked up on it. That is crazy.
I'm just using what's it the cheap lamp if you want know it.
Right,
Just using three watt RGB lamp, so I can change the color, something like that.
right.
Yeah, I to be honest, I'm still learning about the flash, using a flash.
Okay, okay. So what's your
Okay.
what's your ultimate goal? Like, what do you want to do with this?
Uh, the first of all is just what's it, about the hobby, but uh, nowadays I try to set make a shirt with my photos that print something like that. Nah,
Nice.
that's the shirt. I print out to the shirt, yeah, and sell it. Yeah, I think this month I will try to publish that. So if you wanna it, I will give you a free. It's okay.
There you go. I think you should create a.
Yeah.
I think you need to create a book with all your work.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and do a Kickstarter or something to raise the money to do because I think what I love is that I see a lot of hobbyists. They do it, but I think people would love to want to have a collection of your work. And you might want to consider doing like a Kickstarter or Indiegogo or crowdfunding to print it as a book and then sell that on your Instagram.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So I can learn from you, I think, Sam.
There you go.
I see your Catch the Craze is made the Kickstarter
Yes.
too, right?
Yes. For the second
So
Kickstarter. Yes.
I see on your channel, and then whoa,
Yes.
the second Kickstarter.
Yes. So we've been lucky
That's a
that.
good idea, and
Yeah. I mean,
I can.
I think
I can give. I can take it.
Yes, you should really consider that because you have tremendous talent, and and if you're looking to monetize it, that's the best way to do it. Is just do a collection, your own book, and do an amazing cover for that book with one of your best photographs, and then raise the money on Kickstarter, sell it on your Instagram. I think you'll do extremely well. You know what you should do?
Wow.
You have a lot of followers. You have a lot of followers. Ask your followers.
Yeah.
Ask them and then see what the response is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will try. Sam, thanks for your suggestion.
Not a problem. It's I love to see people who have a passion for what they do, and sometimes it starts off at a hobby, but it could lead to a profession, and if this is something you love, people who are observers of it are going to appreciate it because they know it came from the heart. And so why not make it a profession on your own instead of waiting for somebody to come and say, hey, we want to hire you. You could be your own boss. You know what I mean? So there's an opportunity to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Especially in today's
right.
especially in today's world where, with social distancing and everything on lockdown, and it's been crazy, but social media has been a great outlet to be able to connect with people. So, really consider it. Talk to the people who follow you and get, see what they say.
Yeah. Okay. I will try your station. That's a good idea.
Yes. So, if people want to reach you, how can they reach you?
They can reach me from the direct message or just send my email, send a text from my email. I will try to respond it because I should work, but I always check it at tonight before I sleep.
Right. So, what would you like people to know? If you had to sum it up, what would you want people to know about you and what you do?
Okay. I think they maybe ask about me if they wanna try to wanna learn about the toys photo. They can ask me about that. I will also open to give my technique to them.
Right.
Some people has to do that. So they send a direct message to me, and then I try to show this is my technique, and if you wanna do something like that, it's okay. You can ask to me a lot.
Right.
So some account, if you know it, I always I invited to do a collaboration photo. The some partners collaboration told me to how to do that, how to your photo, something like that. Okay, I will open it, and this is the BTS,
Right.
the behind the scene.
Okay. And
Don't worry about that. I will tell all of the technique. Up to you.
When did you start your Instagram?
I think, to be honest, this Instagram is built from three people. My both of my friend and I. But maybe for 3 months after that, they left because they decided to do their passion. They didn't like to take a shot about toys, something like that. So it's okay. And then this Instagram is for a month is a vacuum, a hiatus, something like that. And then I try to make it active in September 2018. Then try to use my mirrorless camera. That's it. First of all, I'm using because my friend, to be honest, both of my friend is a photographer and I just a collector. So I have an idea. Told to him, hey, how about the toys photography? If you want it, so let's start it. But first of all, they agreed, but in some ways they didn't like about that. So few voters, and from now just me.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So, any final words you want to share with the listeners?
Oh, maybe what's it? Toys photographer, maybe. If you do the toys photography, please do not be afraid about the result. Just take it. If you're happy about that, you will learn day by day, and it will be better.
Nice.
I think about that, Sam. Yeah, because I do that, and I got something a lot, like a friend, the technique then. And if you wanna try to in a toys photography, you should know about the character first, because that will be help so much to put the story in the photo.
Right. Nice. Well, this has definitely been a pleasure. I was glad we were able to finally lock it in and get you on the show. I'm sorry that George couldn't be here.
Okay.
George's partner, she took him out. She took him out on a surprise dinner, so he couldn't be on the show today. But we both love what you do.
I see.
You're doing a great job,
okay.
and so thank you for being on the show.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam.
You
Thank
got
you.
it.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy. Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right? This is what you were thinking? Oh, my. He described me. He said, I'm the idiot.
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.